Hey everyone, how are you? I thought I would jump on and just come and talk to you guys for a minute. I know Trish is winding up her show, so I thought, hey, I'll come and talk to you guys for a couple of minutes before the show gets started. Um, this is the old microphone. So what ended up happening is the USB-C input on the back snapped. It broke, and I was plugging it in, wasn't doing anything, and it wasn't lighting up, no audio. So I soldered a new USB-C plug into it last night. It works, but it's a little finicky. So let's see what happens. But there is a new microphone coming. It's just not here yet. It was supposed to be here hours ago, but hasn't shown up yet. So I don't know. Maybe we'll get it during the show. Hey, it's good to see everyone. How are you all? I hate mornings. Laura T's here. Diane, Andrew, Marilyn Landis is here. Lynn D, Andrew. Hey, Andrew. Good to see you. Laura T. Carliza is here. April. Hey, April. Good to see you guys. RX Girl. Hey, Arixco, how are you, my friend? Arixco says, sorry I had to jump off the other night. The story about the autistic boy getting shot has really messed me up. Um, I'm sorry you're going through a lot with your son, and I'm sorry that that story, affected you so much. It was a very hard story to do. I normally don't do those type of stories, but it came from a friend who really wanted me to do it and bring awareness to it. So I was like, okay, I'm happy to do that for them. But yeah, normally I wouldn't. Okay, obviously it's Coachella weekend, Coachella week one. It was a fun time. I think there was a lot of great artists, a lot of people I've never heard of before. Saw a lot of different acts that I enjoyed. Saw Chasen's Status, who I've seen a bunch of times. Great show, great show. Got to see Pan and Polo at the end. They did a really good set. Who else was there? Shabuzi was there. I actually couldn't believe how well he sings like on a live stage. Very, very well done. Yeah, like lots of people. But when we sort of have these type of events, the stories that come out afterwards are very interesting. We have all sorts of stories, and I have heaps of them for you, not just this one. I have a few others that you'll enjoy. Gayla said he passed. He did, that boy. He died. He was on life support. I'm sorry to hear that. That's really crap. I'll look into that in a minute. I'll check in a minute. Um, but every year there seems to be a handful of stories that come out of Coachella that take the cake. Now, if you were in Coachella still early this morning, there was an earthquake out there. I know people are mentioning it up in the chat. Where are they? Andrew says, hi from shaky Orange County. Yeah, definitely a little shaky this morning with that 5.3, whatever it was. For a lot of people who maybe not experienced an earthquake before, that would be an interesting, morning for you. I wonder though, imagine if it happened during a set, like during one of the big headliners. Would anyone have noticed with all the bass and the speakers? Would anyone have noticed an earthquake? I wonder. Oh, you did? You did. Hold on. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Thanks. Yeah, he did. He passed away. I'll look at that in a minute. Let's get through the first bit, and then we'll do more stories. It's good to see you all. Hey, Texas. Good to have you. Woman of Steel is here too. So this one is probably one of the bigger. There's actually a few. I've got a couple others, but this is probably the biggest one. Now, this was reported the first one was reported, I think, a couple of days ago, and they're saying here, multiple Coachella festival goers contacted News Channel 3, KESQ, saying their belongings were stolen from their hotel room while they were away at the festival. This isn't like, oh, I was at a hotel and I lost someone broke in and stole my handbag, even though that'd be bad. This is like they've wiped their rooms of, items, luxury handbags, jewelry, even perfume. I read in one of the reports they took any bottles of perfume that looked new or almost new, they took. Any of the half filled ones they left. But this would be like, oh, if it was one room, you'd be like, oh, that as much as that is really crap, that does happen. This wasn't like one room. This was like, I think, like a bunch of them, like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I don't know how many exactly. But one of the estimates here was around $100,000 of people's things had been stolen from this La Quinta resort and club. $100,000 of items from many different people traveling to the festival. That is a lot of people's pride and joys, things they didn't want to take to the festival because they didn't want it to get lost. They left at the hotel room only for it to get stolen at the hotel room. It's like the opposite of what you think might happen. And I can't say. I mean, I know there's robberies at hotels, but I've never seen something like this. So let me take you over here. Let me play the video. This has some of the people that reported it to some of the Coachella online places, Coachella Reddit, and things like that. And they reported it there earlier, and then it finally made it to the news about a day later. But yeah, let's play this video, and then I'll talk to you about some items that these people would really like you to look out for. Okay, if this thing would stop doing this weird thing where it follows my mouse. All right, here we go.
Weekend of the Coachella Valley Music and Arts Festival, fun turning into frustration for some guests. Multiple Coachella attendees reached out to News Channel 3 saying their belongings were stolen from their hotel rooms at the La Quinta Resort and Club. News Channel 3's Shay Lawson spent the day speaking with those victims and looking for answers.
I'm outside La Quinta Resort and Club, a property with security measures in place as shuttles take attendees to and from Coachella. Still, multiple guests tell me that their belongings were taken from inside their hotel rooms. Tonight, they're left with more questions than answers.
I haven't been able to sleep.
Norelza Rivero says she's been on edge since her family's belongings were stolen from their hotel room at La Quinta Resort and Club.
My daughter had a Louis Vuitton that my grandmother gave her, so her great-grandmother, who passed in January.
Rivero traveled from Miami for Coachella. She says after spending the first day at the festival, she returned to a nightmare.
Immediately noticed that things had been moved. Drawers had been pulled out.
She says that bag and other valuables were gone, sharing this photo of her daughter's belongings dumped out before the bag was taken.
It was the most valuable thing we own.
Rivero says she called hotel security and police, but claims the response from some staff was surprising.
He wasn't cooperative with the police officer. You would think he would want to, work together.
Rivero estimates her family lost thousands.
Anywhere between $8,000 and $9,000.
And she's not alone.
When we talked to the other victims as well, they all had privacy on their door, and they all had someone come knock on their door. There was someone who had came and knocked and given a housewarming gift we found that a little odd.
Ellie Brownridge, staying at the same resort, says her group's rooms were also hit.
They took a lot of jewelry, family heirlooms.
They say there was no forced entry, raising even more questions.
Someone definitely used a key. We were told the night of by the security guard that it was a lost housekeeping card that they.
So I'll stop it there for a second. Someone who works in a hotel commented on this particular issue, and they said these keys are trackable. So if you work at a hotel, they can tell who accessed what, where did that all go, like who entered your room, that type of thing. So if it was a lost housekeeping card, well, maybe it was. Apparently, they're supposed to have a procedure in place where everyone hands back their card. They're Most of them are deactivated or something. They deactivate all of them basically, and then reactivate them again and only hand them to the people who are actually there. So the card that is lost becomes outside the circle of trust. So so it's on the outside of the encryption or whatever it is. You can no longer use that card. So it got me thinking, what else or what other way could they have got in? And I was like, I don't know if it's possible, but if you've ever seen those Flipper Zero type things, they can clone they can do all sorts of things. They can clone RFID and take information off other devices, and could be someone was cloning a card that way. Could be someone gave a card out, had it cloned and then gave it back so it didn't look like it was missing. Who knows? But could have been the old-fashioned methods. People can get into these locks pretty easily with a slip. They can use various different types of ways to get. You don't have to pick a lock as such. You can use different devices to get around locks. I don't know how it happened, but the fact that they were sort of like their rooms were closed when they came back in and nothing really looked that wrong is very suspicious, is what I'll say. Joe Neal said, I'm ready with euphemisms galore. Okay, you have fun with that. Inside, well, that was sort of the presiding theory for a while that this might be an inside job, but I don't have any further information on that. All I have is some people said that it seemed like it's too much items to be just walked away with, that they would have to have some way of carrying it. Someone would have seen them. It almost seems like, yeah, someone may have known. I'm just trying to see. There was a comment here that was really interesting about this that I wanted to read. That's all right. I'll find it. I want to watch the rest of this video where these people who are the people who had their things stolen talk. So you watch them. I'll find the comment.
Someone had misplaced, and then the next morning when we talked to the head of security, he had not heard that.
As victims compare notes, they say the total losses are adding up.
We met 2 other groups, and in total, I think it's like 15 people that we know of that this has happened to, but we know that there's more. There's at least a couple other groups, and I think we're looking at over $100,000 worth of stuff.
In a statement to News Channel 3, La Quinta Resort and Club said in part, as soon as we were made aware of claims of theft at the resort, we immediately engaged local law enforcement. At this time, we are unable to provide further information on the ongoing investigation. Victims say they're speaking out to get answers and to prevent this from happening to others.
We want some sort of resolution and justice for the groups that were hit today or this weekend, but also for next weekend and the weekend after that.
I've reached out to the Riverside County Sheriff's Department and I'm still waiting for answers. Stay with News Channel 3 for the latest.
So I actually spoke to a couple people that are in this group. So far, no new information that I can report to you. They don't have any of their items back. They haven't found anyone involved as of yet. I did read one of their comments that apparently the hotel is doing an internal investigation and interviewing staff members about the incident. I don't have anything more about whether that has been completed or did it find anything. I don't have anything, but there is one very, very super obvious piece of merchandise that I think if any of us saw it, we'd be like, you'd know, oh my God, that's a bit, something different. One of the people who had their stuff stolen, it was this very specific bag. Now, I hope I'm take a green Keepall 55. I think it's this one. I just want to find a photo for you. So it's this bag here. I hope it's the right one and this person doesn't come back to me and tell me I'm crazy, but this is what it says on my Googling. So this bag, they I just want to make sure, is that the right one? It does look like the same one. Hold on. Sorry, I just don't want to dox anyone with what, things they've given me or whatever. Okay. Thanks for that. All right, I've got another copy of it. I think it's this bag. So if you're in the Palm Springs area, Coachella, Indio, if you're in any of the surrounding areas, even LA, even that far more into the city, this bag is pretty, unique. I think I would probably want to have a look at it if I saw that walking down the street too. But keep an eye out on any sales groups, anything like that. I had heard someone said that they might have found it online for sale, but I just have a bad feeling that it's probably going to get sold before any action gets taken. So it's probably going to be in another person's hand at some point, which is a shame. It's a beautiful bag. But if you see this anywhere, snap a photo for Ping, send it to me, sundaywithping@gmail.com, and I will make sure that gets to the owner of the bag so they can put it on the police file or attach it to the evidence portal. So if you see that anyone carrying this one, I don't think there's too many of them around. From what they were saying in the information, that there's not many of them. They're limited. There's only a few, so you're not going to see like 10 of them walking down the street every day. And I know that I think it's 30% of people that visit this channel are from California. We get a lot of people from the West Coast, especially LA, SoCal, San Diego. Down in San Diego, we get a lot of people. Get a lot of people from Palm Springs. We have a few people that live and work in Palm Springs. So it's LV, so Louis Vuitton. It says LV, so it's a Louis Vuitton. So I'm guessing that would be the brand. And yeah, so this item means a lot to the person. They would really like to get it back. And I'm sure they'd like to get all their other items back too, but this one means a lot to them. And so if you see a bright green Louis Vuitton bag cruising around, snap that photo for me, get it to me. I will pass it on to the owner and they can get it updated on the police file. Now, there was a couple of other items that look pretty unique too. Now, I haven't spoken to these people, but please do the same thing. I did reach out to them. I didn't hear back. Maybe they're asleep. I would be asleep on Monday after Coachella too. And after having all my stuff robbed out of my hotel, I'd be asleep as well. What is with this funky video? Look, if you kind of, it does this, it's so annoying.
Hello, I'm Athena Drage. As the sun
Shut up.
sets on the first weekend of the Coachella Valley Music and Arts Festival, fun turning into frustration for some guests.
See this website. Hold on, guys. I'll reboot it. Yeah, I'm gonna pause
Hello,
it.
I'm Athena.
However, daughter's belongings dumped out.
I'm gonna murder someone. All right, there we go. So that's what they left the hotel room. This is all makeup, Victoria's Secret stuff, things they didn't think they could sell. They just dumped it out in the sink. Oh, it looks like a towel or a sink. Oh my god, I swear. Look, every time I go, I'm not holding it either. I'm just moving my mouse and it tries to take me elsewhere. It's like the most annoying shit video ever. I'm gonna murder someone. Come on. This is like the most painful experience. Not as painful as having your stuff stolen, but yeah, so this is the other stuff. If you see any of this jewelry, so this flat one here has a cross on it. They all look very similar. Should make it easier to identify. I know there's a lot of stuff that may look very similar. This is from Ellie Brownridge. So these were her bits of jewelry. Looks like a very cool looking cross / dog tag type thing. And another one here that's got a different cross. This video is going to be the death of me. It's like it sticks to your mouse when you go anywhere near the bar. I want to see if they had anything else. And then this Louis, I think it's a Louis, the black one. If we go back, no, they're not going to show it. There's also the black one. If I can find a photo there. This is the other one. Unfortunately, this one is a little harder to find. There is a lot of these around. Not that that makes it any better, or I don't know. It doesn't make it any better on the person who lost it. It's just that this particular design of Louis Vuitton has been replicated over and over and over again. Like it's been one of the most counterfeited designs in the world. This particular one, where you get the monogram in this type of fabric, the shiny fabric, it has been counterfeited a billion times over. So this one might be a little harder to find. It would need someone with a better eye that knows the difference between a counterfeit and a real one. I'm not that person. I wouldn't be able to tell you. But if you do see something that looks like this, apparently it's vintage. The great grandmother, who is no longer here, gave it to the granddaughter. So it means a lot to her as well. They have ID. So I don't know about the CCTV cameras. There's one report that says they weren't working at the time, but then someone from a different property nearby that works in a resort or hotel said that they often tell people that they don't work when something goes wrong to avoid liability. We'll see what happens when a lawyer and a police report and an investigation gets underway, whether the not working changes. The other thing is, apparently some cameras don't capture near people's doors or in their rooms for privacy. So sometimes those are like black spots in the camera, so they may know where that is. Yeah. Gayla says double stitching. I wouldn't be able to tell you, but if you do see this bag, snap ping a photo, send it to me. I will pass it on to the family, and I will make sure they get that for any clues to where it might be. And same with the bright green one. Now, they sent me a different photo with a different view. Let me get that up. Come on, upload. There we go. There's a different photo of the green one. It's pretty unique. Like I said, I think if I saw this walking down the street, I would pay attention, because I would be like, a green bag? Cool. I don't think I've seen that too many times, and especially a Louis Vuitton. I'd be like, wow, that's a really cool bag. It is a cool bag, right? I like it. But yeah, if you see either of these, all the jewelry, I will ask them again if they want to give me any more items to put up on the show. If they do, I will show you more items. But right now, they're not giving me anything else, but that's okay. I understand they probably want police to do it first, but yeah, if they want to pass on any more and they want me to show any more to our viewers, I will. But yeah, I don't know what the hotline is here. What's the hotline to call us in? Do we have a hotline? Did they put one at the end of the article? They did not. So to be Riverside County Sheriff's Office is the one doing the investigation. Riverside. What is their number? So it would be non-emergency dispatch, toll free. So if you have any information related to the thefts that occurred at the La Quinta Resort during Coachella weekend one, and saw anything, or have any details that may be able to help either find the people responsible or get the items back to the people, call this number. It's toll free, 800-950-2444. So if you could do that for me, I would appreciate it, and get those people their stuff back. I mean, I can't imagine going all the way out, you're having a great day. Coachella just absolutely zaps it out of you. And by the time you make it back to your hotel room at like 2, 3 in the morning, I'm sure the last thing you want to deal with is a security breach in your hotel room, which it'll make you feel very violated. And then you have to deal with the fact that you don't have any of your property. It's gone. I that I would just melt down. I would melt down. I'd be I don't know what I'd do. I'd probably kick someone's ass. I'd be like so mad. I'd break a door or something because I'd just be so pissed off. Actually, I'd probably be so tired I wouldn't do any of that. But maybe in the morning after I've slept and had a V8, then I'd break a door if I'm still that angry, which I probably would be. Yeah, so that is just one of the crazy stories that came out of Coachella weekend. Not the stories that I like to bring you. It would have been nice if I didn't have to tell you anything about this, but and apparently this particular resort, La Quinta Resort and Club, it's a 5-star establishment. You think when you go there it would be like high security, your stuff is very safe, but there was a weird thing that happened. So someone reported there's 2. Someone in the thread reported they had a guy come to their room and demand to be let in, because the safe needed maintenance. That sounds very dodgy. In what freaking hotel would a dude from maintenance ever come to your room and wanna deal with the little safe that they put in the cupboard? That is very strange. The other one is, apparently at the hotel, some people came back to their rooms having been opened, well, probably for housekeeping, but apparently being opened, and then inside there were things on the bed like a gift pack, but no one had ever requested any of these items. No one had ever been told that they were gonna get these items. Yeah, someone got a gift on their bed. A couple of people did, like some sort of items, drinks and things like that, and they thought that was very strange as well, which I don't know. Some hotels do that. I could understand if you were a bit freaked out. I don't know if this particular hotel does it, but in the context of everything going on, I would be pretty freaked out. The one about the guy who came for the safe, that would freak me out. Uh, some guy knocking at your door wanting to get into your room. It doesn't seem to be the way you should do things at a 5-star resort. They had a do not disturb. Yes, they did. Apparently, at least a few of them, from what I read, they had the little tag on the door. They did say that too, yeah. So I don't know why you'd go into their room and leave things on their bed like a gift pack if it said don't come in. What if they were in there showering? What if they were in there like getting busy or whatever? Like it's a hotel, you're on holidays, of course you're gonna do that. What if they were in there having like some not Monday, some morning fun, like, and you're just like, "Oh, I have to get in there to leave a gift pack." Like, sounds weird, man. Like, I would be like, "Get the fuck out of my room." Sounds very strange. But yes, I will keep an eye on this. I will tell you if I hear anything more. Right now, I haven't. I'm just double checking my messages. Someone did report that multiple country clubs got hit within the 3-day weekend. Someone reported that they work at a country club next to the La Quinta resort. They have cameras, but saying they don't work. He says, he or she, sorry, said, BS. They do. They worked last week when one of their employees got hit by one of our homeowners. Also, apparently, heavy DJ and sound equipment were stolen, and that there's no way they could have just walked that out. So they would have needed a cart or something like that. So this is where that inside job sort of idea has come from. One, the keys. Two, heavy items being stolen. It sounds a little, odd. Yes, Joe Neal. That's right. Yes, they were busy. That's right. So this is not like La Quinta. This is not like the motel place. So you know the ads on TV and you see La Quinta Motel or whatever. This is a different company that has the same name. It's run out of the Hilton brand, but it's got a weird structure. It's actually a different company from Britain that is the owner, but it's run out of the Hilton sub brand. So Hilton, if you don't know, actually run a set of like boutique type hotels around the world, and they're often run under a different name brand than the main Hilton that you would see at the airport. So it's not the La Quinta that you would go to, you know, in your hometown. It's a completely different company. So yeah, it's not. I was about to say I don't think I've ever seen a 5-star La Quinta when I've been in America, except for this one. Let me go to their website for you, and I'll show you. So yeah, it's a completely different place. Yeah, you guys can watch the little video of it. Don't know if this is the same one, but there you go. Kind of get a gist for what they do. A gist. There you go. It's very pretty, very cool. Got that sort of Spanish influence on the houses. Pretty cool. Looks like a lot of fun until your crap gets stolen from your room, a locked room. So until your crap gets taken from you, it looks very cool. It looks like a lot of fun. So yeah, these poor people. I mean, I'm sorry that happened to them. I can't. I've traveled extensively myself, and I think that would just be so shit if that happened while I was on holidays. The other one to come out of Coachella, I'm not going to go super in depth on it, but I will report that a poor young lady had a SA experience in the camping section, which is really horrid. And it was lucky somehow, I don't know the full details, but the guy was ID'd after it happened, and the police were able to apprehend him within about 12 or 18 hours of her being SA'd in her tent. And uh, I'm very happy that they were able to find the guy. Very happy that they were able to get it done quickly. It sucks that there are opportunistic predator assholes who go to festivals for nothing more than to pick on women who may be somewhat isolated or solo or whatever. It's ridiculous that even like 2025, we're still dealing with it, where a woman can't go to a festival and have a great time, party on, without getting predated on. It's ridiculous. That one is a bit strange. So apparently, from what I understand, if I get this right, she was in a tent that was connected to a neighbor's tent. She had put some things up for security, but the perpetrator had actually entered through the neighbor's tent and got into her tent. She was awoken to someone on top of her. She got him off. He must have run, and then this is where it all started. So I'm happy for her that it got resolved quickly, but not the experience you ever want to have, male or female, at a festival. So yeah, well we got another weekend to go. All right, we got one more weekend to go. This weekend is weekend 2. It's Easter weekend. Got another crazy weekend to go. Hopefully, no more SA. Don't want to hear any more stories about that. And hopefully, now that the spotlight has gone on to the hotels about theft, hopefully the security will be pumped up for weekend 2, and we won't hear any more people getting robbed in their hotel room. Hopefully, no more. Yeah. So I hope these people get their things back. I hope that they get their bags and their belongings. Now, I've seen some people being absolute jerks. They're like, "Oh, it's a $3,000 bag or whatever." Who cares? What if they saved up for like a year to buy that specific bag? What if it was a birthday present? What if someone bought it for like a special, special event or something and it was a gift? Who cares how people got it? Just, look, focus on the person who committed the crime. Don't focus on what people have. Focus on the people who do the wrong thing. So someone robbed them, look at that person. Don't worry about the price of what they have or, you know, that they had designer items. Like, don't worry about that. It's ridiculous. I hate when people do that. It's almost like a reverse of keeping up with the Joneses, right? It's almost like you're saying, "Oh, well, they should get robbed because they had, something expensive." I don't think that's the society I would like to live in, where we let people get robbed because they've done well in life. I think that's a really crappy outlook. Laura T said one bag was from her grandma. Yeah, the black LV, that was from a great grandma, I think. And she died recently. So the girl, that's like one of the only things she has left from her grandma, which is very heartbreaking. And the other one was a limited edition that I'm not sure. I don't know the story behind it. They didn't reply, that's okay. I'm sure they are exhausted, annoyed, and just want to go home and get back to their homes from Coachella. Joe Neal says, my grandma gave me I don't know what that is. Cost about $5 bob. Okay. Yeah. Joe Neal. She was in a private space in her camping site. I don't think it would matter if she was wearing a G-string. I don't know. I don't think it matters if she had no clothes on. You could be walking around the festival naked, which there were people that did that. Um, I don't think it matters. It's all about the consent, right? We all know about consent now. It's all about consent. And it's also about not being creepy and sneaking into someone's tent late at night. Like, what the hell? What kind of weirdo does that? A criminal, that's who. That's who. Gail said he probably seen her going into her tent alone. We should just be able to shoot these people on sight. If you see it happen, you should just be able to like fire on them. Be like, hey. Yeah. All right. There's your Coachella update. I have a million more stories that happened out of Coachella. But look, for the most part, it looked like after people actually got in there, they had a good time. They had a lot of fun. Got to see some great bands and great DJs. It was a good mix of different genres of music, and for the majority, it seems to have been a decent night, a decent weekend. So I'm happy for those people. But yeah, send me photos if you've seen any of those items. Remember that. Send them to me Sunday with ping at gmail.com. Get me that. Give me those photos. If you see them online, if you see them on buy sell group, or if you see them on Facebook Marketplace, if you see it on eBay, Poshmark, anything like that, get it to me. Send me a screenshot, and I will get it back to the owners of the property and make sure that they know about it. So we have a huge amount of people that frequent this channel, and between me and Web Sleuths, I think we have like 100,000 people or something. So a lot of people that can be on the lookout. Yeah, Vinted. I don't know if they have that in America, do they? Vinted. Yeah, so they have it in America. Yeah, Vinted, Poshmark, any of those. What is the other one? There's one like My Closet or whatever, or My something. There's a whole bunch of them. So keep an eye out for those items. If they send me any more, I will show them to you so you can keep an eye out. But for now, just those 3 things: the green bag, the black one, and the jewelry. So right now they're the 3 that I guess they want back. I think they'd like all of it back, but yeah. I don't know why we don't have the photos. Maybe they don't have photos on them of the other items and they have to wait till they get home. That would make sense. So the jewelry, if you see it, I don't know about this one, the giant star. I don't know if that is part of it, but just keep an eye out for that too. But definitely that dog tag one, and then this one here that has the same cross, but it's not in the dog tag. It's just on a chain. If you see any of these, email ping, send me a screenshot. And then the other one was the green bag too. So yeah, there you go. Never in a million years would you think this would happen to you in going to Coachella. Depop, yeah, Depop is a good one too. Please keep an eye out for me. I don't know. I don't have any promises of a finder's fee. I just do things out of the goodness of my heart. I don't really ask for anything in return. You should do the same. Do things because you want to. Don't do things on the expectation of getting something all the time. That's at least how I try and live anyway. Not preaching to anyone. You want to do it all for the money and make it rain? Good luck to you. All right. Let's move on. Let's talk about Erin Patterson. So she was in the Supreme Court in Melbourne today for one of her final hearings before her trial. And they're saying that she has changed her look. Do you guys want to see it? Do you want to see what she looks like now? You are going to be shocked. It is shocking. She looks so different. You will not recognize her. Sorry, I've given it away already. Oh my god, look how different she looks. She has glasses. Oh my god. I would never have known. I could walk by her on the street and I would never notice her. Very Clark Kent. She puts on the glasses and it's just a new person. Her hair grew. Yeah, her hair is definitely longer and she's wearing glasses and it looks like she hasn't been able to lighten her hair. So her hair's quite dark. But other than that, I don't think she doesn't look that different, right? Here, I'll show you a photo from before. We've all seen her from her we've all seen her early days from last year. Oh, we got another one. Here. We've got a couple of photos. All right, here's Erin Patterson from a year ago. You can see her hair was obviously dyed at the time. Here's Erin Patterson back when she is alleged to have committed the crimes. And now this is her. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think she looks that different or? I don't know. I mean, I guess. I don't think she looks like a whole new person or anything. I don't want to be mean. I will say this. I think she looks older now than when she did a year ago. I think whatever this styling is, they've almost made her look like a grandmother. They've almost given her that grandmother kind of look. Are they trying to make her look harmless? She has definitely lost a little bit of weight too. Yes, I agree. She's definitely thinned out a little bit. I definitely think they've sort of tried to style her as the harmless grandma or something because that's what she looks like. She definitely has lost weight. Yeah. A year older. She has changed so much. Catatonic says destructive. Well, only with mushrooms, apparently. Only with mushrooms. Yeah, so that's what she looks like now. Let me pull this over here. So this is what they're saying. She was in court today. I don't know why. I know she had been in court almost weekly for the last 8 weeks or so leading up to the trial. She has, not her, but her legal team has been in court almost every week, either against the DPP or VicPol or all sorts of different people. And yeah, one of her final court appearances before trial, and this one she actually attended. So pretty you know, pretty rare. She hasn't attended too many in person so far. She's led her legal team to that. Here's another photo of her that was apparently taken today. Sorry about that. There you go. There's another photo of her heading into court today. What do you think she looks? I think she looks. That photo looks better than the other one. She looks better here than she did in the photo from the Daily Mail. I think she looks not younger, but just not older. She looked older in the other one for some reason. That hair does her no favors. Well, I don't think in the jail, Dame Phyllis Frost Detention Center, I don't think they have a beauty parlor. I don't think they've got like an entire beautician's station where they can go in there and, you know, have you seen Lori Vallow lately? That's what you have. Marlene Clausen said she's a professional victim. I definitely think that is one of the storylines we are going to hear at trial. 100%. We're going to hear about how it's always about her, how it's always someone has done something to her, how she is never, in the wrong. She is never, that type of thing. I definitely think we're going to hear about that. Gayla said, "What's the headmistress in Matilda?" That's what she looked like in the first photo. What do they call that cupboard in Matilda? The Swatty or something? Or I can't remember. They had that big thing with all the spikes. And did she have eye contacts before? I don't know. Maybe they found out she was blind in prison, and they're like, "Oh my god, that is our defense. We're gonna tell them that she went mushroom picking, and that she was suffering from a eye condition, and that she picked up mushrooms that she thought was something else, but because of the eye condition, she picked up death caps." Maybe that's what's going to happen. The profiler said, "Is her glasses missing an arm?" No, I think it's got a clear panel. It's got a clear panel on that arm. If I can show you. It's got like a little clear bit here on that section. I don't know why, but it does. Maybe that is prison fashion. The chocky, yeah, that's right. Or the chokey or whatever. Yes. Joe Neal says, "Have one of those wow. An optical illusion? Floating glasses. It's an optical illusion." So there we are definitely getting closer and closer to court. After Easter long weekend, we are packing our bags and heading to Morwell. So this break for Easter will be our sort of last little break. What are they saying here? They said Erin Patterson, 50. She turned 50 since being in jail. Was seen on Tuesday walking into the Supreme Court for a hearing ahead of her upcoming trial. They said the mother of two wearing glasses was dressed in a khaki jumper and black trousers as she was ushered into court before 10 a.m. Her former in-laws, Don Patterson and Gail Patterson, as well as Gail's sister, Heather, died days after they ate lunch at Miss Patterson's home in the South Gippsland town of Leongatha in July 2023. She has been charged with attempting to murder Heather's husband, Ian Wilkinson, who was the only person to survive that lunch. It is alleged Miss Patterson prepared a beef Wellington laced with death cap mushrooms. So she put death cap mushrooms into the beef Wellington. And it says here, for legal reasons, the Herald Sun cannot publish details from the hearing. Yes. So as I've been telling you for a few months, I have been told tidbits of information here and there from people who have attended pre-trial, but being that I am part of the media and that I will be at the trial, I cannot tell you anything. As soon as we get underway of day one of the court case of trial, I can tell you everything. As soon as that happens, it is reportable, so we can get going. But until then, we're just going to have to pretend. We're going to have to imagine what those hearings could have been. What could it be? Witnesses, probably. They always want to sort that out before trial. Who knows? Who knows? What else could it be? Logistics, because the trial's going to be out in Morwell, in a country town. Could be that. I don't know. Am I the media? Am I the fuzz? I could be the fuzz. I could be. Am am I a snitch? No, I'm not. But yeah, there you go. Erin Patterson seen for the first time. I'm not sure anyone in the public has seen her since she went to trial about a year, not trial. She went to the court about a year ago now. Last March or April was, I think, the last time she was photographed. So it's been about a year. I don't know what you guys think, but I still find it strange that a woman would be okay with sitting in jail for an extra 8 months or a year just to have her trial in a country town. That's the choice she made. She made this choice to have the trial in a country town and delayed herself. If she thought she was innocent, wouldn't you want to get to trial as soon as possible so you can get out? Well, she chose to delay her own trial for a long period of time just to have it out in Morwell. She could have had it earlier, and if what she says is true, that she is innocent and she can prove it, then she'd be out of jail by now. So why would you wait so long? Marlene says she does not make the best choices. She does not. Apparently, neither with mushrooms. Yeah, so we're going to find out a lot more. Texas Roadrunner said, did you get a new microphone? I fixed this one, but it is a little shaky. It's a little shaky. We're waiting on a new one. So if I bump this too hard, it may not work anymore. It's got like a loose cable right here. It's got a USB cable. Joe Neal said, I've had expected it to be just like going to sleep. I don't think so. I think if you get poisoned by death cap mushrooms, it'll literally be like hell on earth. You basically, what happens if you eat death cap mushrooms, it melts your internal organs. Your internal organs liquefy. I don't know if you want to go through that. Do you want to go through that? I don't think that sounds very peaceful. I think that sounds freaking horrific. But yes, there you go. Erin Patterson is in the public. She's on video, caught in 4K. Let's see. Let's see if I can go over here. Da, da, da. So there was a news story that I wanted to show you, but no, that's not it. Charge of a 9-year-old accidental shooting. No. So there was a story that came out in the media yesterday, and I wanted to bring it to you because I thought it was interesting. But that's okay. I'm going to bring you a different story. Let me take you out to Fox Dallas Fort Worth for an update on Carmelo Anthony.
In the past hour, 17-year-old Carmelo Anthony has been released from the Collin County Jail after posting bond. A judge reduced his bond this morning from $1 million to $250,000. He's facing a murder charge after police say he stabbed another teenager, Austin Metcalf, while at a track meet at a Frisco high school. Stephen Dial is in McKinney with more. Stephen.
Carmelo Anthony left the Collin County Jail in a suit, but had nothing to say to the reporters before he got into that vehicle. The district court judge says that she looked at all the factors in this case, him not having a criminal history, and that led to her making her decision to reduce his bond. 17-year-old Carmelo Anthony was silent after bonding out of the Collin County Jail and being placed on house arrest.
How is this self-defense?
2 days after the family of Austin Metcalf buried their son, they were at the Collin County Courthouse for a bond reduction hearing Monday. Carmelo Anthony is accused of stabbing and killing Metcalf at a Frisco track meet earlier this month. The case has quickly become national news, drawing a lot of attention, resulting in threats and increased security at the courthouse.
Threats and, talk of race war and all kinds of insanity isn't good for, obviously, the Anthony family. It's not good for the Metcalf family.
Cameras were not allowed inside the courtroom, but we did capture the Anthony family arriving. His father, Andrew, testified in the hearing. District Court Judge Angela Tucker said that she's never gotten this volume of calls and had to have this level of security in the courtroom in her 13 years on the bench. Court documents say Anthony stabbed Metcalf during a fight. When an officer arrived, court documents say Anthony told the officer, "I was protecting myself." Collin County District Attorney Greg Willis spoke after the hearing.
The judge has made the call, and so what's important is what's next, and it's our job to be level-headed, to be fact-based, and to follow the truth wherever it leads.
Anthony's father testified he's taking a leave from work because of the incident, and his wife is a stay-at-home mother with 3 other children. During the hearing, the prosecution brought up the fact that more than $400,000 have been raised for the Anthony family, saying a reduction is not needed because they have the funds. A big question in this case will be, why did Anthony bring a weapon to a high school stadium? It's a question that was asked of his attorney.
That's an understandable question, but it's not something that, frankly, we're prepared to even go into.
Well, what do you want me to tell you? Typical lawyer, right? Typical lawyer. They're not going to tell you anything different. They're not going to be like, yes, so my client, he has a fascination with knives. And, he likes to carry them around. I don't think that's what they're going to do. They're not going to do that. They are going to hold as much information from the public domain as possible and reduce any type of information that can get from the from the client, which is the defendant, getting to the prosecution. So they don't want anything to jeopardize that. We'll see. He's out of jail on bail, and he has a bunch of restrictions, including that he can't leave the home that has been nominated, and I think he's on an ankle bracelet too. So we'll see what happens with this going forward. The disappointing thing that I've seen out of all this is there's a lot of people trying to turn this into a race situation. And I tell everyone, please hold off. Don't do that. Just let the process play out in the court. Let the facts come out and lay as they may, and we'll get to the end of it. Like anyone going the other way or the opposite, oh, it's a white thing and it was this and it's a black thing. Just sometimes things are crimes because they're crimes. Sometimes things are self-defense because they're self-defense or whatever. Just chill out. Stop trying to turn it into like a civil war against, blacks and white people. I hate seeing that because I think in every other point of our lives that we get along pretty well. And I hate seeing that. Especially, there's 2 families here that are both dealing with really bad times. His family are dealing with it. They have to, unfortunately, their house got doxxed. So apparently someone put out their public information, they can't stay at that property anymore due to fears of retaliation. And then you've got another family who is now missing their child because he's 6 feet under in a box. So there's a couple of things going on here that you need to remember. And anyone trying to inflame or instigate is really not in the pursuit of justice at all. I think they're just trying to. They enjoy seeing people get riled up, and when you're dealing with a situation like this with younger people, you've got to remember, just let everything come out. Let's see what the papers say. Let's see what the reports say, and try and get to the facts of what actually happened. You know, we'll get there. I promise. Retired RN says it should not become a race war. Hopefully not. I hope not. I spend my life on YouTube advocating for people of color and doing all the unsolved cases that I can find, or missing children, or anything I can do to help level the playing field in true crime. And I would hate to see a lot of that good work done from people like me and others, washed away because people want to turn this into a freaking circus. Like, just remember, there's two things here. Marylander said, boy killed was a twin. Yeah, he was a twin. Don't know. Someone's like tapping. All right. Yeah, sorry. We moved on from Aaron Patterson pretty quickly because I don't really have anything for you. We can't discuss anything pre-trial, and until we get to that trial, there's not a lot going on. I mean, there's stuff going on in the background, but there's nothing that I can really tell you. I wonder if this is going to be her sort of style for trial, though. Is she going to go with this sort of, librarian type look? And I don't mean that in a negative way. I just mean, that kind of like work clothes with the sort of like, this type of jumper and that. I wonder if that's what she's going to do. It's interesting because, there's a whole thing about how you style yourself at trial and how the jurors see you, that type of thing. So it'll be interesting to see if she continues with this, or does she try to make herself seem a bit younger or professional, or wear work clothes or business clothes. It'll be very interesting. Profile says it's my dad's 20th anniversary today. Is it? Maybe he is tapping. Maybe we have a ghost. Everyone always says I have a ghost here. Maybe I do. Yeah. So there we go. There's the update on Carmelo Anthony. It's been a big day of updates, especially with the Aaron Patterson one. We'll see what happens there. Here's another photo. They got a couple of her as she walked into court this morning. So I'm not sure why she was at court today, but I can tell you last week there was a Supreme Court hearing between Aaron Patterson and the DPP. I'm not sure what that was about, but there was probably another one today. Let me have a look. Let me see on the court docket for today. No, that's not it. Past 24 hours. Yeah, 4 hours ago, Supreme Court. So she was in front of Justice Beale, which is, I think, been the majority of the hearings for Aaron Patterson. What was it for? Let's go down here. That's interesting. Nationwide News Proprietary Limited as the Australian were in court for something. Probably some sort of versus Twitter. Interesting. I don't know what that's about. Where's Aaron Patterson? 9 News Digital. Okay. I wonder if they're all trial. Interesting. I wonder if that's got to do with Aaron. Medical Board of Australia. We're looking for Aaron Patterson. Supreme Court list. State of Tasmania. No? Was she up here? Did we miss it? I could have sworn it was here. Hmm. Okay, that's strange. It does come up when I search it. If I go back here, go 24 hours, it does tell me. Yeah. Oh, interesting. Says here she was in front of Justice Beale, Aaron Patterson for a preliminary argument at 10 a.m. Hmm. But when we go to the actual document, it doesn't show up. Okay, I don't know why it doesn't show up on the document. It looks like did they remove it due to reporting? Maybe. Let's see. Urgent applications. I don't know. I am not sure. That's very strange. It did come up as should be trial division. Hmm. Yeah, I'm not sure why it's not on here anymore. That is very strange. And I don't even see that magistrate or judge listed anymore. Remand mention, remand, preliminary argument, application for bail. I'm not sure. I'm not sure why it's not on there anymore. Very strange. Yeah, so something was going on there today. It says here preliminary argument at 10 o'clock. At 10 a.m. 7 hours ago. Yeah, Supreme Court matters. Yeah, let's go here. Supreme Court. It should be on here unless they have edited it too. Yeah, R versus Aaron Patterson. That has been, it's either been DPP versus Aaron Patterson or it's been RV Aaron Patterson or it's, yeah, they're the two that I've seen a lot. That's what I've seen it as a lot of the time. And they were in court 4. They were in court 4, I think. Is that right? Which way are we reading? Up or down? Oh, up. Okay. So yeah, she was in court 4, ground floor, this morning. RV Aaron Patterson. So that is where they got her. But the other one said initial argument or something, which is odd. Very odd. Okay, well there you go. Like those listings have popped up a bunch of times over the last few months. They about once a week on a Tuesday, she's been in court almost every Tuesday. She has either her or her legal team have presented to court for a variety of matters. What those matters are, can't tell you. Don't know. Actually, I do know, but again, I can't tell you. Profiler said, try to use humor for coping. Well, I think we all do when talking true crime. Death cat mushrooms. What are those? And what do they do? Is that like where you feed your cat a mushroom and they die and they call them death cat mushrooms? So they're like, whoa, don't feed your cat that mushroom. It'll die. Is that what that means? You'll have to tell me. All right. Let's see. All right, that's done. I think we're getting on. What? Hold on. Have to show you this. We got a guy on the run in North Country. Attempted murder. Let's see.
New York man still on the run after an alleged stabbing that caused police to ask residents to shelter in place.
28-year-old Jacob Sawyer of Ticonderoga is wanted on a number of charges, including attempted murder, burglary, and criminal weapon possession. Channel 3's Alec Lasham reports from the New York town of Vermont's border.
It's close to home. That stuff don't happen every day.
John Carr says the neighborhood is still reeling after police say 28-year-old Jacob Sawyer attacked a woman with a knife. Police in Ticonderoga say it happened at a house on Park Avenue Sunday afternoon, triggering a manhunt and shelter-in-place order that was called off Monday morning. A slew of businesses and preschools also shut their doors Monday in response to the crime.
They called us this morning and told us not to send them to school because they didn't open it up today.
Authorities say Sawyer faces multiple charges, including attempted second-degree murder. And on Monday afternoon, state police brought search dogs to this house right here behind me, looking for Sawyer. Police say the victim in Sunday's attack is in stable condition and that a multi-town effort is underway to locate Sawyer. Police say there is no reason to believe the public is at risk. Reporting in Ticonderoga, Alec Lasham, Channel 3 News.
They made one calamitous mistake.
There you go. What a strange update, right? Police in upstate New York are looking for a 28-year-old man accused of stabbing a woman Sunday afternoon and then fleeing, and that prompted that shelter-in-place order overnight. They say Jacob Sawyer is still at large, but the shelter-in-place order was lifted Monday morning, but several businesses and a school in the area were closed Monday as a precaution. They say Sawyer's victim was hospitalized in a stable condition after the mid-afternoon attack on Sunday. A warrant for Sawyer's arrest charges him with attempted murder, burglary, and criminal possession of a weapon. Dogs were searching for the suspect Monday afternoon, but he has still not been located. Police said they had no reason to believe anyone but Sawyer's victim was at risk. They have not explained that relationship between Sawyer and his victim. Let me see if there's any update on Mr. Jacob. He is still at large. He's still at large, apparently. Yep, I do not see an update for him. Let me get a photo for you. Nope. Apparently there's a rock band guy also named Jacob. Wait, is that the same guy? Wait, hold on. What does he look like again? Is Ping going crazy? Is this the same guy, but just like not? No. They look very similar, but one's an old dude. Here's that like some rock band guy. And then you got the guy here. No, they're different, right? I was like, he sort of looks like him just with gray hair. Like they sort of look the same, but he's 28 years old. 28? 28 with gray hair. I mean, it does happen to some people. Is it this guy? Do you think it's the same guy? Apparently he's in a band. I don't know. You guys tell me. I mean, maybe they just have the same name. I'm not sure. You guys would have to tell me. It's the same guy, you reckon? Okay, well, apparently he's in a Le Rock band called Dark Divine or DFP Devotion. I don't know who these people are. Here's another photo of him on the guitar. But there you go. Definitely the same guy. Okay, well, I don't know why in this photo he's got gray hair and in the other photo he's got orange hair. But if it's the same dude, then yeah, apparently he's all over Instagram for some sort of touring. I don't. Yeah, T TFP devotion, whoever the hell that is. Mm, There you go. You can see a photo of him smoking a bong with very glazy eyes. There you go. You really think so? Let me just trying to see if I have another link, like with another photo with him. It does say he's only
Man still on the
28.
run after an alleged stabbing that residents.
Possession.
There's the other photo of him. So looks the same. Looks like he had his hair colored. I mean, gray is the new purple. I mean, that's that's what I want to do. When I start to go gray, although maybe I am a little, I'm just gonna dye it all gray so I can just get there quicker. That's what I'm gonna do. All right. Well, if it is the same guy, he's somewhat well known. He's well known in the area. He's played in a bunch of different rock band things. If it is the same guy, he was in a band called Not Enough Space, and they were on the Vans Warped Tour at one point. So, just trying to. Yeah, here's another photo. I think it is him. This is a photo that was given out by a local press company, and they're saying, yeah, manhunt underway. Let me open that link. Oh, the girl he stabbed was his ex-girlfriend called Emily. If I can't get it, come on. We don't want to buy your paper. Don't ask me to log in, you fuck. Come on. Wait, what's her name? Sorry, guys. I'm going to have to play some games to get this to work. Emily. Okay. So apparently his girlfriend's name was Emily. All right. Yeah, ex-girlfriend Emily Hayes, or yeah, Emily Hayes, according to my sources here. I'm just trying to go to a different. Yeah, it doesn't say on this one, but on a different website, it said her name is Emily. She is his ex-girlfriend, and that he tried to stab her to death, and that's where the attempted murder charge comes from. Yeah, there's his punk ass face again. But yeah, they definitely have other photos of him. There's one where he doesn't have the weird hair. I think we're right. I think that is the same guy. Yeah, I'm not sure. It is a bit odd. So I think that is probably the same dude. There you go. His greatest photo he ever took is because he's on a manhunt. What do they say here? Okay. So he's wanted on those charges. Oh, actually. Did he get caught? They're saying here that there's an update. All right, hold on. I want to know if they actually caught him or not. Let's see. Wanted, alleged stabbing. He slit the throat of his ex-girlfriend, but she's okay, but he did try and kill her by cutting her throat. Brutal. So apparently he sent a thing on Facebook that says, To all my friends and family, I love you all. Thanks for all your love and support. One door shuts, another will open. After everything crashes down, why are some people so shitty? Because you're shit, that's why. You ever notice when everything just seems to be shit, but no one else seems to be that way? Maybe it's because you're shit. That's why. That's why it keeps hanging around you. Alright. Profile said, hope so, because he will go into survival mode and he will get messy. And that's why, well, it sounds like he's already tried to burglarize somewhere because he's got a burglary charge on him. This is, yeah, concerning. Out of New York. So in New York, they say the officers are looking for the 28-year-old man that has been accused of attempted murder. Police are still actively searching for the suspect, Jacob Sawyer, who is wanted on multiple charges, including third-degree criminal possession of a weapon, burglary, and second-degree attempted murder, and more. And more. Call now. They said the town was previously under a shelter in place while authorities searched for him, but they didn't find him. I hope they do find him. He sounds like he's going on a self-imploding, journey. Says here, not 100% sure, but this guy looks like the guy that was hitchhiking this morning in Lancaster, heading towards Whitefield, but I don't want to start any rumors. So maybe he's hitchhiking. Someone said he's gonna FAFO, probably. Once they catch him, he'll be on the street for dinner time. Well, let's hope not. Let's hope he isn't. Yeah, they need to keep looking. He can't have got far if he doesn't have a car and he doesn't have transport. Unless someone is helping him, he can't get that far. So get his name out there and he'll pop up eventually when he's hungry, tired, thirsty, something. He will rise again. That is awful. That poor girl. Just because she broke up with him, he decided to stab her in the throat and almost kill her. What is wrong with people, man? I don't understand people's possessive attachment with other people. It's so strange. It always just doesn't make sense to me. It's like she doesn't want you anyway, so what are you fighting for exactly? For her to hate you even more? Like, she's already made the decision, bro. Just move on.
A stabbing suspect continues tonight in northern New York. The search started yesterday afternoon, putting the Ticonderoga community on a lockdown for hours.
Well, tonight we're learning more about that search and how people there are responding to it. NBC5's Benny Nazai joins us live from Ticonderoga with the latest. Benny.
Yeah, Liz and Brian. Well, that shelter in place here in Ticonderoga was lifted early this morning, but police are still looking for 28-year-old Jacob Sawyer. Neighbors in Ticonderoga started the week with an unusual shelter-in-place order.
There was a bunch of state troopers that come flying up by our house.
Police say Jacob Sawyer stabbed a woman he knows Sunday afternoon at a home on Park Avenue in Ticonderoga. Because Sawyer left the scene armed, police initially thought there could be a danger to the community. Park Avenue neighbor John Carr says authorities took extra measures in hopes of finding Sawyer.
5 or 6 state troopers going from door to door, and they're like in tactical gear. They had the AR assault rifle, and they're going from door to door asking people to stay in the house and if they could go in their backyard just to see if the guy was in somebody's backyard hiding out.
A warrant issued for Sawyer's arrest indicates he is wanted for several charges, including attempted murder, criminal contempt, and criminal possession of a weapon.
I hope that the young lady that got stabbed survives and has no problems.
I hope she recovers physically and all around, mentally, everything. She's going to be traumatized. I hope she lives through this, and it's tragic for the young man's family.
And we're told that woman is in the hospital tonight in stable condition. And as mentioned, police have still not found Sawyer, but they say that this is an isolated incident and that there is no threat to the public at this time.
Do you think it makes the family feel any better if you tell them it's an isolated incident? If you're like, just calm down, everyone. Look, 5 people were murdered, but it's an isolated incident. You have nothing to worry about. Go on about your lives. Like, do you think that makes the family feel any better? Do you think it makes the community feel any less stressed out? I think until you catch the guy, they're probably going to be pretty stressed about it. They're not going to be like, oh, it's not targeted again. Oh, I'm fine. 5 people got murdered in a house across the street from me. All good. I can go to work. I can leave my windows open. Like, no, I think people are going to be pretty worried about it. Profiler said she is never going to feel safe. How did he abscond? Don't know. It doesn't say. It just says that he tried to do this to her, stabbed her, and then somehow got away from the scene before authorities could get there, and that they tried to search the neighborhood for him but couldn't locate him at the time. That's why they put the shelter in place on the town so they could search for him unhindered, but that came to nothing. They were unable to locate him. So pretty annoying. Pretty annoying. I wish we had more information to give you. Yeah, I'm just cleaning up my links. Got far too many links open. All right. By the way, that story we did at the start of the show about the Coachella thing, someone just PM me this link, apparently with the SF gate. They said most people. Okay. Yeah. So it says here, James King, a 40-year-old trumpet player in Bruno Mars's band, and Ellie Brownridge, a 31-year-old high school teacher, came to the festival from Las Vegas. Their favorite act at the festival was Green Day. They played a great show. After a long day at Coachella on Friday, they returned to their La Quinta accommodation about 2 or 3 a.m. Their room showed no signs of forced entry, and they didn't realize they had been burgled until their friends in the adjoining room banged on the door to alert them that they had also been robbed. They said, "We were so tired, didn't see anything that was amiss or abnormally misplaced. It didn't look like anything happened until we looked. That's when we noticed everything was gone." So it looks like they also did a short article in SF Gate. No new information though, but La Quinta said this in a statement to the paper: "The safety and security of our hotel guests and team members is our top priority. As soon as we were made aware of claims of theft at the resort, we immediately engaged local law enforcement. At this time, we are unable to provide further information on the ongoing investigation, but we are actively working on a swift resolution for all that may be impacted." What kind of swift resolution could you do? Could you somehow like have a genie type come out of a bottle and grant a wish that all their property was returned? Could you find the people and arrest them? Would that make them feel better though? They still don't have their items, especially, some of these ones that can't be rebought with any money. You can't replace that young girl's bag, the one that her great grandmother gave her. You can't replace that green one because it's limited edition. So, what kind of resolution could you say that would be okay by everyone involved? Galo says people are dangerous when trapped, so you can't say it's okay for them to return to the area. We'll keep an eye on him. I want to know that he is in custody, so at some point, hopefully, we'll get an update about him. He's only 28 years old, though. It's really, really young. Jacob Sawyer. Don't know why he would do that to a young lady. Apparently in this local paper, though, you can see the cops were searching everywhere. Look at this, going into the back of people's properties. This is why people were locked down in their home on Sunday. You can actually see. Yeah, apparently they were searching for him throughout the area. I'm just seeing if there's anything else here. Apparently, Sawyer was currently out on bail for a felony arrest in January involving assault, menacing with a weapon, imprisonment, burglary, and contempt related to the victim. So he was already out on bail on a set of offenses against her already. They say the arrest warrant for Sawyer has been issued for second-degree attempted murder, burglary, contempt, and other charges related to Sunday's incident, but he has more from back in January. So this is not the first time that he's tried to victimize his ex-girlfriend. It sounds like he also tried to do it a few months ago in January. Yeah, let's hope no one is harboring him. Gayla says she hurt his feelings when she rejected him. It's a good skill that I think people have to learn in life, that not always will you get a yes from people. And the sooner people learn to be able to deal with that emotionally, the better your life will go. Sometimes relationships break down. Sometimes they completely break up. Sometimes they last forever. And the sooner you learn to deal with rejection in life, the better your life is going to be. And the less control you'll feel you'll need to enact on others. There's no point. You can't get someone to forcibly love you. So why would you try and do this to them? It's ridiculous. You can't force someone to be your partner. That's an abusive relationship. You want someone to be there because they want to be there. And the more you push, the more you try and do this, the more violent it becomes. The more all you're going to do is push that person away, give them negative connotations against your relationship, and it's just never going to get better. It's going to do is make things 100% worse every time. So the sooner people learn these lessons in life, the quicker you can get to a great place in life. That's different. You can do that with cats and dogs. You can be like, give me a kiss, and then like hug them. That's different. 404. All right. I think we've done almost everything I wanted to do. By the way, I don't have an update for that young girl. Someone just messaged me saying, "Do I have an update for the girl from Coachella?" I don't really want to reach out to her though. I spoke to her briefly yesterday. I don't really want to annoy her. I feel like she's had a really terrible weekend. I don't want to be in her face and be like, "Hey, can you tell me more about the guy who SA'd you?" Like, I don't want to do that to her. I don't think that's fair. Um, I think she's given enough information that she wants to give about she's given enough information that she feels is enough to alert the public. And I don't think we're going to get anything else from her. Yeah, I don't want to reach out to her. I think she's done enough to try and do like her part, which was alert people. So no. Sorry to the person who messaged. I don't want to reach out to her. She's had a shit weekend. I don't want to do that. And be like, hey, can you tell me about the guy who tried to take your pants off? Like, no, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that to her. There's a time and a place. So I don't know if she ever brings it up again, and I see it happen or whatever. Maybe then I will do it. But right now, she needs to go be with her family and friends, and try and feel safe and loved by her family and things like that. But she's a very strong girl to be able to tell everyone, write that big thing about it. Takes a lot of bravery to do that. To be able to do that and try to tell an entire festival of like 100,000 people or something that this is what happened to you, it's not easy. I need to start a Discord. Do we have one? I don't know if we have one. Do we have one? I can't remember. Do we have something like that? I don't think we do. Maybe one day. Gail says my cat loves me when he wants to. If I get tired, if I tried to get love from him myself, he would kill me. They do that. They like to do that. All right. It's going to be an interesting week. We have Easter on the weekend. Oh, by the way, someone asked for an update about my mother-in-law. She's back in hospital. She is now back in hospital again. So we are not doing Easter this weekend with my great uncle's funeral tomorrow, with her being in the hospital, with other health issues in the family. We've just decided that we're not going to do it right now. So I'll be here. I'll be here talking true crime with you all throughout Easter and for weekend 2 of Coachella. Laura T says, yeah, she showed a lot of strength warning others. Yeah, she did. She did. Hey, Catatonic. Gayla said the same thing happened at Christmas. Yeah, they got COVID when we came back from Tasmania. This time is different, but still some health issues. Yeah, that's okay. I appreciate it though. Yeah, we'll do it in the future. We'll do Easter at some point. Oh, by the way, hold on. Look what I found. I went on the internet and I found this. No, hold on. So every year, Cadbury does like these Easter eggs covered in marshmallow, like these ones. But these are special ones. This one is pineapple flavored. And this one has caramel and pink marshmallow on it. So this one's called a Pinky. And this one's called a Pineapple Lump by Pascal one. So I am going to be enjoying those on Easter. Both of these are from New Zealand, apparently. I thought the pink one was from the UK, but I think it's from New Zealand. So yeah, these are marshmallow with Cadbury coated chocolate. Normally, they only do a normal one, so they do one that has white marshmallow with chocolate on the outside. But this pink one has strawberry flavor with caramel on top, and then this one is pineapple flavored. So I had to get them because I had never seen flavored ones before. Normally we just get the plain chocolate ones, which I do have too. Hold on. So normally they just do these ones. These ones are just normal eggs with the marshmallow on the inside. So yeah, we found some ones that had these weird flavors, which I've never ever seen before. I only seen these plain ones, which have white marshmallow and chocolate on the outside. Those other ones, one is pineapple and the other is strawberry with caramel on top. They look so good. So yeah, that's my Easter treat because I like marshmallow. Gayla says, me and my Tim Tams the other week, I went back and got 5 more packs of the caramel. Caramel Tim Tams, pretty good. It's one of the best flavors that you can get. Profiler says, I need a glass of milk with my chocolate. Actually, I got banana caramel milk in the fridge, and I got to get some shortbread biscuits for tonight. Shortbread's pretty good. I like shortbread myself. Yeah, I like caramel anything. Oh, Profiler. The connoisseur ice cream, they do one called salted caramel. It's like the best caramel ice cream I've ever tasted in my life. Every time it's half price, I always buy it because it's like the best ice cream in the world. I don't think I've ever tasted ice cream that is that good. It's stupid how good it is. It's like you're eating and you're like, I shouldn't eat this much, but it just tastes too good. So we always go through it. We always end up going through them. Shortbread is Scottish. Yeah, we get the UK brand here. What's the Walker? We get the Walker brand from the UK. It is the best ice cream in the world, right? I love it. I always have it whenever it's half price. I always be like, I have to buy 3 of them because they're half price. Gayla says I can make shortbread. Yeah, Mrs. Ping has made shortbread in the past. She has done that. All right. Let me see. All right. Oh, what time is it? Oh, we're a little early. I thought that was like 5 o'clock. We're a little early. Glitter says you can make your own caramel. Yeah, I know you can do the one where you boil the can of sweetened condensed milk, but I hate condensed milk. I don't like that caramel. That's not the one I like. I like the one that's made out of the corn syrup. There's one you can do with Caro. You know Caro? You can do Caro. That's much better. I don't like the one that's made out of the sweetened milk. It's too something. I like the one that's just made with the corn syrup. It's way nicer. Tastes like more like caramel. Yeah, the one with the sweetened condensed milk always has this funny aftertaste. It's not my favorite thing. I will. When you come to Australia, I will buy you the world's best ice cream for sure. Yeah. Yeah, they now sell it. They started selling it so people stopped boiling the can because people were getting injured in people boiling the can at a too high a heat and it was exploding in their kitchen. So they don't do that anymore. You can actually buy the caramel in the can from the same company. Yeah, I'll show you caramel. Yeah, it's apparently they use the same method that like you would use to make it. So you don't need to boil the can anymore. See? They sell their own version. Save you the risk of boiling it and you can just buy it and use it. Tastes exactly the same. They use the same process. But the way they do it is they shock heat the can. So they heat it up only for a few seconds and it turns it to caramel. They've been selling it here for years. Yeah, here too. For like at least a decade. Profile, there was a drive-by last night in Ambervale, like yeah, I saw that. There was a drive-by that hit a boy. Yeah, here. Oh, this one, a woman.
Morning, and we begin with that fatal drive-by shooting in southwest Sydney. A mother killed after her home was sprayed with bullets. Let's go live to Nine's Erin Ramsey at the scene. Erin, police are still on the hunt for the killer.
Well, Ali, it's believed those responsible were heard speeding away from the scene here at Ambervale around 11 last night after they pulled up out the front of a home on Dickens Avenue before up to 9 shots were fired into the front of that home. One of those shots fatally wounding a 65-year-old woman in the leg. Also, inside that home, her 34-year-old son and his 21-year-old partner. They rushed to her aid, but unfortunately, there was nothing they could do even before paramedics and police arrived. Now, it was an incredibly confronting scene here last night, not only for that family, but also surrounding neighbours. Here's what one of them had to say this morning.
He was down the road at a friend's house, and as he got closer to his house, he seen the people there shooting the house. As we come outside, we just heard the son yelling, "My mum's been shot." He was pretty upset, devastated, yeah. And then her daughter turned up a bit later on, and yeah, she was a mess.
Still a lot of unanswered questions around exactly what led to this tragic incident. Forensics are here this morning trying to piece together those answers. What we do know is one of the friends of the son spoke to 9 News off camera. He was incredibly distraught, and he said that the woman inside the home he himself called mum, she was always open-armed to anybody around her, and she will be deeply missed. Ali?
Erin Ramsey on the scene.
Killed a 65-year-old woman who ended up being shot in the leg. And it sounds like, yeah, she was an innocent victim. They were probably looking for someone else, either the wrong property or the person they were hoping to get was not there. Let's see. So this is the mum here. Her name is Kim Duncan. Here's the woman here, Kim Duncan. She is the woman who was killed last night after being shot in the leg in Sydney, and she died, unfortunately. They're saying here, she died on her living room floor after being shot in a flurry of bullets fired at her Ambervale home, 11 p.m. on Monday night, last night. So who were they looking for? That is Ping's question. 2 other people in the home, Duncan's 34-year-old son and a 21-year-old woman who are uninjured. It's not clear who the target of the shooting was. They said here that Duncan had only lived at the property for between 6 and 8 weeks. She hadn't been there for very long either. And there's, unfortunately, the medical examiner or the coroner taking her body from the property after securing the scene. Most likely a warning, could be. Yeah, I've seen a lot. I grew up in Western Sydney. I grew up in that area, so seen this all my life. April B said, "Good night, everyone." Good night, my friend. 1:18 a.m. See you later. We're gonna get out of here too in a minute. We're gonna go in a minute. By the way, it's the time is really shrinking for the Aaron Patterson trial. We are not far away from it now. We're about just shy of 2 weeks. Just shy of 2 weeks, we're going to be there, and it's going to be a lot of fun. I want to thank all the people who have helped out to help try and fund that trip. It's you know, anytime you have to go stay somewhere for not just a few nights or something, but for like 2 weeks and basically move your entire operation to another place, it's supremely expensive to do. So I appreciate all those people who have sent in super chats or donations and things like that. Become a member. All our members are on the channel. We have a lot of memberships. That's very kind of all those people. All of you have all helped in your own way. So thank you very much. I appreciate it. I will see you. Sorry, there was a weird thing. I will see you tomorrow, hopefully earlier. I want to be on earlier at 8:30. Hopefully we can do that tomorrow. And I'll be on earlier in the night so more people can hang out. If I get any more information about the Coachella stuff, I'll let you know. If I get any more information about the wanted guy out of New York, I will let you know about that too. Until then, I'll see you later. Have a great night. Good night. Bye-bye. All right. I'll look for you. I'll look for you. All right. Love you all. Good night. Bye.